What is this on this piece of armor from the 1600s at this Italian museum? It's not curved, and it's hinged to go up and down, not front to back. We were guessing it's for carrying a flag, but they usually carried those on the hip when mounted, and this was designed for mounted soldiers. But we could be wrong. Thank you all for any ideas or opinions. It's a lance rest, a small metal bracket bolted to the right side of a breastplate just below the armpit. It could take a variety of form. Designed to stop the lance from being driven back upon impact during a mounted charge. It transfers the massive kinetic impact of hitting a target from the rider's hand, arm, and shoulder into the entire torso, armor, and body mass. It prevents the heavy lance from sliding backward when braced against a target. Most rests appeared in the late 14th century and were hinged so they could fold upward out of the way when the rider needed to switch to a sword. Can someone tell me what this is? My partner bought it thinking it was a banana holder. I have tried to put bananas on it, but it doesn't quite work. Does anyone know what this thing is actually used for? It's a pour-over coffee maker stand that features a curved arm design holding a pour-over drip coffee contraption. Those red things on the stand are coffee beans. My grandfather found this in the 1950s, buried in sand in a cave in New Mexico or Arizona. I know it's not assembled correctly, and I believe it's Navajo and made from pine. Any help with details or approximate age is sincerely appreciated. This object is a Native American cradle board, and based on the specific design elements visible, this is a traditional Navajo style. Pieces constructed in this exact manner typically date to the late 19th century to the early 20th century. This split design allows the board to flex slightly, absorbing shock to protect the baby. When fully assembled, a matching footrest block sits at the base to keep the baby from sliding out. The wide curved wooden hoop attached at the top protects the infant's head if the board falls, and is historically used to drape blankets over to shield the baby from the elements. I found this easel at a church rummage sale, but what type of easel is it? It's small enough that you can use it in your lap. The long piece in the back can be removed, and so can the triangles once that piece is out. The triangles are different sizes. I'm trying to figure out how it would be set up. Thanks for any assistance. It's an antique drafting board. It was patented on December 3rd, 1889, by Milton Bradley of Springfield, Massachusetts. The long piece is a T-square, and the head of the T-square fits against an edge of the board to draw straight lines perpendicular to that edge. The two triangles are standard 45-45-90 degree and 30-60-90 degree triangles to place against the long edge of the T-square for drawing some of the most frequently used angles. What are these wooden dowels with wires or metal inserted? It says it was patented on July 14th, 1885, and I'm guessing it's some kind of music recording, but everything that I've looked up doesn't match these. I would love some clarification if anyone knows about it. These are antique organ cobs, used in the late 19th and early 20th century mechanical roller organs to play specific musical melodies. It was patented on July 14th, 1885 by Henry B. Morris of Ithaca, New York. Users place a cob inside a hand-cranked roller organ, and turning the crank powers an internal bellows and rotates the cylinder. As the cob turns, the metal pins press against internal valve keys. This releases air across tuned brass reeds to produce notes, functioning similarly to a basic player piano. They earned the nickname cobs because they strongly resemble eaten ears of corn. They provided affordable home and parlor entertainment for middle-class families before the widespread availability of phonographs and radios. What is this fountain or statue? The picture is from 1913 in either Germany or Poland and may no longer exist. The antique album it's from is titled The Last Full Halt of the Old Army, Kaiser Maneuvers 1913 in Silesia. Google Lens was useless. I'm hoping someone knows where it is. It's the Neptune Fountain in Dresden, the city's largest and most important Baroque fountain, featuring a grand 48-meter-wide stone cascade dedicated to the sea god Neptune and his wife Amphitrite. Dresden is in eastern Germany, close to the borders with Czechia and Poland. It was built between 1741 and 1746, and there's been plenty of discussion about moving it, but it's still standing right where it was built. It was originally part of a magnificent private park system, but urban development and surrounding buildings have integrated its modern setting next to hospital grounds. What is this threaded iron bar I found in my backyard in Concord, New Hampshire? Approximately 8.5 inches long, and I'm fairly positive this is iron. I tried to Google Lens this, to no avail. Any idea what this curious object might have been used for? It's an antique insulator mounting pin, also known as a crossarm pin, or peg, used on early telegraph, telephone, or power lines. They came in a ton of styles, and early ones were made of wood. The lower smooth section of the iron bar was driven into a pre-drilled hole in the wooden crossarm of a utility pole, and the ridged cast-threaded head at the top allowed a protective ceramic or glass insulator to be safely screwed into place. This kept the live utility wires insulated from the wooden structure and the ground. What is this dull piece of equipment that came from the original house on the family property in southern Missouri, which can be traced to around the Civil War? The hook ratchets back to its stopper, and it says patented February 5th, 1917. Even with the patent number, we have never been able to find its intended purpose. The closest I ever came was part of a wagon that would dump its load after overloading the ratchet, then would close back up to be reloaded. Any dull guesses on what it is and what it was used for? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.